Yesterday, in my video about the Minnesota assassinations, the murder of Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, and the Maga ties that obviously permeate and motivate uh, the shooting suspect there, the violent rhetoric from Donald Trump, as well as the types of bigotry and hatred that drive those in MAGA. There's another story today regarding a very recent shooting in Idaho, whereby that particular young man appears to have MAGA ties as well, and comes from a background bathed in MAGA, potentially bathed in hate, and potentially from a very tumultuous background mixed in with all of that. And we'll go ahead and talk about all of this. As many of you may know, there was a sniper killing of 2 firefighters in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And in that incident, a 20-year-old male named Wes Rowley has been identified as a suspect who set fire to some forest area next to, I believe, a wayside or parking lot. And then upon firefighters responding to that fire being set, Wes Rowley opened fire on them and ultimately killed 2 of them and injured a third. And then Rowley later turned the gun on himself back in the trees, where he ultimately took his own life. And according to the CNN story, the man who police believed killed 2 Idaho firefighters responding to a brush fire after starting the flames himself had wanted to pursue a career in the fire service, his grandfather said. Told CNN, Wes Rowley was identified by a law enforcement official as a suspect in the Sunday shooting in Coeur d'Alene. 2 firefighters were killed and a third was injured. Rowley, who was found dead at the scene, appears to have shot himself and set the brush ablaze with a flint fire starter, authorities said. Rowley's grandfather, Dale Rowley, told CNN his 20-year-old grandson came from a family of arborists and had been working in the tree service industry while trying to figure out his career path. And police say Wesley opened fire on the first responders from a tree, which I guess makes sense now that we understand what his career path was going to be. Citing extensive experience climbing with his family, his motive remains unknown and no manifesto has been found. He wanted to be a fireman. He was doing tree work and he wanted to be a fireman in the forest, Dale Rowley said. As far as I know, he was actually pursuing it. Wes Rowley owned a shotgun and a long rifle, his grandfather said. Investigators are confident a shotgun was used in the Sunday attack, but have stopped short of ruling out additional firearms. Dale Rowley says he typically spoke with his grandson on a weekly basis, but they hadn't spoken in the last month because Wes Rowley had lost his phone. He said he had loving family and friends, and he vacationed in Hawaii with his mother last year, according to social media posts. Now, that sort of take kind of dovetails with the background here that has been revealed about exactly how the family got along and what happened in Wes Rowley's life as he grew up. New details had surfaced about the troubled family history of Wes Rowley, the 20-year-old identified as a suspect in the fatal shooting of 2 firefighters in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Court documents obtained by CNN reveal that Rowley's mother, Heather Lynn Cushiera, signed an order of protection against his father, Jason Rowley, in 2015. In her filing, she accused her then-husband of abuse, stating he had threatened her, pushed her to the ground, and punched several holes in the walls. He threatened to sit outside my house with a sniper rifle or burn my house down, she wrote in the filing. A judge granted the protective order barring Jason Rowley from contacting his wife or their son, who would be Wes. The order was later amended to remove the son after Jason claimed in a court filing he posed no danger and that Heather did not tell the truth in her statement. It's hard for me to understand what he meant by that, if he was a danger to Heather but not a danger to Wes, or if it meant that he was not a danger to either one of them. It makes more sense that it was Wes because they removed the order for him, but it's not clear from the paragraph. The couple divorced in November 2015 when Wes was 10 years old. His mother was granted primary custody. Wes spent most of his adolescence living with his mother in Phoenix, Arizona, where he attended high school. Last summer, he moved to Idaho to be closer to his father. According to his grandfather, Dale Rowley, Wes had been working in the tree service industry and hoped to become a firefighter. As of Monday, this according to ABC 15 News, this is out of Myrtle Beach. As of Monday, law enforcement has not found any manifesto pertaining to the incident, but the suspect had his social media accounts wiped. We have not been able to find a manifesto, the sheriff said. Norris, who is the actual Kootenai County Sheriff, Bob Norris, I'm sorry, I forgot to. During a press conference Monday afternoon, Kootenai County Sheriff Bob Norris said the deputies pushed Rowley's car down an embankment to make sure he would not be able to flee the scene. The sheriff said that they suspect Rowley had been living in his vehicle. As of Monday, law enforcement has not found any manifesto pertaining to the incident, but the suspect had his social media accounts wiped. We have not been able to find a manifesto, the sheriff said. Norris shared a now-deleted Instagram story of Rowley wearing dark camouflage and a mask with the song Hunter by York playing in the background. It also looks like he's carrying ammunition in the photo. Authorities do not know what Rowley's motives were, but Norris said they were hoping to find a possible motive after investigating his vehicle. Norris added that they do not know if Rowley's wanting to become a firefighter had anything to do with the ambush. And again, he had ties to California, Arizona, and was living in Idaho for the better part of 2024, Norris said. But as far as when he got here, why he was here, why he chose this place, I do not know. Now we're going to go ahead and show you another development in this story. And that is the fact that not only did he have this tumultuous background and family life and all of these issues and moving around and etc., and his father, his actual father, biological father, with all of these issues, it turns out as well that, as we'll show in these next series of photos, that Wes Rowley's mother and then his stepfather, whom she married, Tony Cusciari, are Magas. They're huge Magas. On with the Hindustan Times here, a Facebook account linked to Heather Lynn Kiopo Cusciara shows recent photos from a trip to Washington, D.C., where she posed in front of the White House wearing a MAGA hat alongside her current partner. Other photos show her vacationing in Hawaii with her son last year. In a May post, she wished Wes a happy 20th birthday, writing, "So proud of the man you've become." And you're going to see the photos that I'm going to show you first from CEDAR News, breaking the story, showing all of the photos that are being gleaned from social media off of the pages, Facebook profiles of Heather and Jason. You're going to see that he not only was he the proud son of proud MAGA parents, but we'll also show you in the photos to come his stepfather Tony in the White House posing in the Oval Office. We have this photo as well. So obviously, and then we'll show these Facebook photos of Jason Rowley, who apparently, according to what we're seeing in the photos here, and according to news reports as well, screenshots circulating on social media from a Facebook account believed to belong to Jason Rowley identify him as a former Army Cavalry Scout and a member of the Hooligans Outlaw Biker Club. Unverified reports suggest he owns property on Canfield Mountain near Coeur d'Alene, which is the site of Sunday's deadly ambush. If we go back to show the photos here that I'm going to show you, a close-up's going to reveal that the patch on his vest will actually say HFFH, and that stands for, I'm going to show you this. Hammerskins Motorcycle Club, a large racist skinhead gang. Now, on the patch on his photo is going to show him belonging to a Tucson club. Now, the story that I read from states it wasn't Hammerskin, but it was hooligans. But HFFH is definitely Hammerskin. So it's possible, and I can't verify this. Obviously, his father belonged to a biker gang. He has this Confederate flag on his vest, which of course is a uh, a definite symbol of bigotry and hatred. But the HFFH is also troubling as well because uh, of the Hammerskin possibility. I can't confirm this, and the patch says HFFH Tucson. So he may have belonged to a biker club, a Hammerskin club from Tucson is possible. Not certain. But if that's the case, then it sounds like, obviously, his father, who lived in Arizona with Heather, divorced her, moved back to Idaho. And it sounds like perhaps Wes went back to Idaho to be near his father, or live near his father, and try to get into the tree and into the industry up there, climbing and doing work on trees. So Wes Rossley tragically joins the ranks of Patrick Chrysius, Peyton Gendron, and Ethan Crumbly. And along with a whole massive list of generally white, male, mass shooters over the past 25 years, the majority of them under the age of 30, or a large portion anyway. And the last couple of times we have had incidents like this now, we have seen a definite trend toward young men who have been raised in Maga households, steeped in the violent white supremacy, hatred, and bigotry. And while we don't know exactly what it was completely that set off Wes Rossley, we do know that he was raised in these types of MAGA-driven households and environments. And we know that he was exposed to likely the types of philosophies that Donald Trump espouses that lead to bigotry, hatred, and along with the violent rhetoric that comes out of his mouth and has come out of his mouth since the time he started running for president. And so this is, to me, is another example of, like the Minnesota assassinations, likely a political affiliation that is pushing violent rhetoric that, in combination with a whole bunch of different factors, is pushing and helping to push angry white men who are cut off from society to carry out mass shootings. And none of this can be good for the country, and none of it has been good, especially considering these things have gone on just over the last couple of weeks as Donald Trump continues his fascist regime and continuing to try to destroy American democracy. My name is Scott Schneider. I'm fed up in Minnesota.